Classies, welcome back to another episode of the Blindest Podcast. Um, um, First of all, as you guys can see, I'm not alone. I'm with a special guest today. Hi, Lizeli, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
She's a good. I'm doing great, thank you. She's a good friend of mine from high school. If you guys heard the podcast I had with Kathy, we mentioned her a lot. We praised you a lot. Kathy was talking smack too.
I know, I heard.
Um, I know I didn't release an episode on Monday because this wind has me messed up, all the allergies and stuff. But I mean, I apologize in advance right now if you hear me cough or whatever. It's just like I said, this wind and the dust kind of just messes with my throat. But yeah, guys, I'm here now. So Lizeli, how's life? I haven't talked to you in like forever, and I know it's kind of weird. It gets kind of weird how when you start recording.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying the elephant in the room because I know I can feel like it feels kind of weird when
the camera comes
when
on.
the camera comes on. Yeah,
before
yeah,
the
yeah.
camera, we were having a nice
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how's life? How's like how have you been after high school?
Well,
It's been like
it's
what,
been
5 years?
5 years. Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty crazy, honestly. Like, you never know how your life's gonna end up.
Mhm.
It never goes how you expect it to
Mhm.
go. Like, my life is definitely different than what I thought it would be, but
Yeah.
in the best way possible, of course.
Yeah.
Um,
It's crazy how like if someone like went senior year, if someone told you where do you see yourself in 5 years, you would have never guessed like you'd be where you were at now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm
Mm.
doing things that I never thought I'd do, and um, I'm liking it. Like, I'm just going through life.
Yeah, just going with the flow.
Yeah.
Going with the way things are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Now, again, I talked to Kathy about this. She mentioned it, but obviously, she said that well, first of all, you're crazy about bachata. Like you're down. You get down. Like
I try. I
But
have
you're
really
so-
good mentors.
yeah,
and
you're so
teachers.
badass. Like you are. I'll see you all, but like, get it, Lizelle, get
Yeah.
it, get it, hell yeah. Um, so I brought this up with Kathy, but that is so random. Like I never thought.
Yeah, it honestly it happened out of nowhere. Like, I would be from the outside looking in because I had a
Mm.
few friends that were in bachata into
Mhm.
it, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't look that interesting to me. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not really interested in that, so I would, never touch my feet into it.
Mhm.
So I got asked to be a part of this jazz team one year,
Okay.
and it was a Latin company, but they were trying jazz.
Mhm.
So I did that, and I really liked the experience of performing and just the crowd and the energy. And
Yeah.
so I looked into another company that I thought would be a better fit for me.
Mhm.
And I from there, like, it just happened. Like, I was on the jazz team there, and then they just kind of reel you in. They
Yeah,
make
yeah.
you interested,
Mhm.
and it just blew off from there. Like, I
And-
love it.
yeah,
It's
I was gonna say,
it's
you love it now,
amazing.
yeah.
Like, you don't really know the actual technique that goes into the style until you
Mhm.
actually train in it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's much harder than it looks.
Mhm.
It's effortless and beautiful, but I love it now. It's like one of my favorite styles to dance now.
Yeah, I love it too because I love it. I mean, I'm probably gonna sound like a pervert, but I love it because it's so sensual. I like that. I like
Yeah.
because it's so like you really need to connect with your partner. You
Yeah.
really have to be comfortable with your partner and know what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And the beats in it are kind of strange to someone who isn't like used to it.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you're doing spins and when you're doing this, when you're doing that, you have to have a certain ear for like the music.
Yeah, and it's crazy because going into it, I'm really good at the performance side of it,
Mhm.
but there's also the social dancing part of it, and I'm like horrible. Like,
What's the difference? Like
so performance, it's like you learn routine,
Mhm.
and you get cleaned by your mentor, your choreographer,
Yeah, yeah.
and you perform like any other dance
Mhm.
routine. And then social dancing is like completely different. It's like, let's say, like, you're at a club and you're just dancing to the regular music,
Okay.
but
Okay.
instead of, like, English or something, it's bachata music,
Mhm,
and it's
mhm.
like freestyling
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
bachata
Oh,
dancing.
okay, I see what
So
you're saying.
that is like completely different, and
Oh,
I'm like the worst at it, but I'm trying.
Oh, okay, so you're saying that like if you were like at a, I don't know, a Spanish club, right?
Yeah.
And they're playing bachata,
Yeah.
and you dance with the, I don't know, random person, right?
Yeah.
It's completely
It's
different.
completely different. It's crazy. Like people that are good at the performance side of it are usually not, well, not, I shouldn't say usually, but it seems like they're not as great at
On the
social
socials.
dancing. And then people that are great at the social dancing side of it are like not the best performers, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
but they're
yeah,
like amazing at social dancing.
yeah.
So,
I know. I love watching. It's not really in bachata, but I like watching like older parents, like when I'm at a
oh yeah.
quinceañera or something, and they're dancing like cumbia,
Oh yeah.
and and like,
They're really good.
yeah,
It's
you'll see them
crazy.
like at 50, 60 years old, and and they'll be twirling, man, and I'll be
Yeah.
like, that is so crazy.
Yeah.
And I wish I knew how to dance cumbia,
Me too.
because cumbia is very badass. And
It is.
my the guy that works here, Tony, he's tried teaching me. We've
Mhm.
like right here. We've been here. Like he's like, Kenny, it's because you're supposed to grab the girl and you spin right here, and I'm like the girl. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's hard. I can't. I don't
Yeah.
get under. I don't understand your counts,
Yeah.
or I think salsa is very hard too.
Oh heck, I still haven't even got into it because I'm like so afraid because
Oh
it's
really?
very, for me it seems so complicated.
It is. It
Like I've
is.
taken salsa classes
Mhm.
before and
Mhm.
I'm just completely lost and I feel like overwhelmed. So I'm start I'm slowly getting into it, but
Mhm.
it's definitely a harder style
Yeah,
to
I
learn.
thought the weirdest thing was that I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you obviously know way more about dance than me, but like the fact that they don't have count four and count eight.
Yeah.
It's like one, two, three,
Five,
five,
six,
six, seven.
seven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like that whole thing just throws me off. Like,
It's definitely different. You have to get used to it.
mhm.
But
And it's
even
funny
me.
because you know how I teach waltz, like I teach traditional
Yeah.
waltz, and waltz counts are supposed to be technically in like threes.
Mhm.
Supposed to be like one, two, three, one, two,
Two,
three,
three,
one,
one,
two.
two, three. Yeah.
But I still do things in four. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's crazy, and with me, I've realized that I've improved in teaching in the way where, like when I'm teaching like a hip hop or whatever. Like the other day, I was teaching a song by Drake,
Mhm.
and I surprised myself because within like 5 seconds of the song, I was doing steps to the beat, to the lyrics, and to like something else. Like I forgot what it was, but I did like I before I used to do focus on one thing. Like I would
Mhm.
do only focus on the lyrics.
Mhm.
I'd do whatever the lyrics is saying, or I only focus on the beat. But
Yeah.
now I mix like all three of them. Like oh, on this part I hit the drum, but then on this part he says this, and
Yeah.
then on this part there's like a little snare in the back that you can kind of hear. You kind of snap your finger. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
That's it's the dynamics.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and
You're spicing it
I
up.
panicked myself. I was like, damn, I'm good. You
Oh, cocky there, but
know?
okay.
So tell me about the whole thing, about something about you starting a company or something about that.
Yeah, so I started a dance company. It's called Fluidity Dance Company. It honestly started on a whim. Like
On a what?
I like just out of
Oh,
nowhere.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I know you're an idiot. No, I'm
And
an idiot.
no, no, no.
Okay.
And people were just like, you should just do it, because I've always been the type to like want to like lead things and
Yeah,
choreograph
yeah,
and
yeah.
do things like that,
Mhm.
but I've never had like the guts to actually like put
Mhm.
my own thing together.
Yeah, yeah.
So finally, like after people like just saying just do it, like what can you lose, the
Mhm.
worst thing that can happen is it's not successful and you just don't, you know it's not for you.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna do it. So this past summer, we started rehearsals, and we have like this whole 15-minute piece that we're gonna be performing next year. Not
Mhm.
the whole piece, like an excerpt
Yeah,
of
yeah.
it,
Mhm.
because we're still starting to like figure out what we want for this company. So me and Kathy's my co-director.
Mhm.
We're still trying to figure out like how we like what route we want to take it in.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're experimenting. Like it's in an experimental phase right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. So it's like a
So
project. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's like a project
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
So we we've dropped a video already, just
Uh-huh.
like a little improv
Uh-huh.
little thing, and then we also just recently recorded the piece that I choreographed,
Oh, okay.
in like a warehouse, and we're editing, in the process of editing, and we're gonna drop that too.
Right. Is it like an empty warehouse?
Yeah, it's like
Mm.
one of those things where you like rent it because it looks rustic and you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
like record your video there,
Mhm.
that type of
Yeah, I
thing.
know. I just pictured something right now, and I was like, damn, it's gonna look sick.
Yeah.
Um,
So
what kind of dance is there, or is it?
Well,
Is it?
right now it's modern contemporary,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to limit it to just one style. I want to be able to
Do different things.
explore
Yeah.
all styles.
Mhm.
But right now our focus is modern contemporary because we're trying to get our choreography on a stage in a theater. That's
Okay.
like the goal. Yeah.
Oh, do you
Yeah.
like, you know how you said you're gonna perform something next year?
Yeah.
Do you already know where and stuff like that, or no?
Well, I've submitted to a festival.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's not like you have to get selected. You
Okay.
submit an application and you submit your choreography, and then
Oh,
they
okay.
let you know. But
Uh,
we are performing for the Sac Spring concert next year. I'm
oh.
not sure exactly what day, but Heather, the chair of the department, she always loves to bring in like um, former students, alumni,
Mm-hmm.
because they're always working on things. So she gave us the opportunity to bring our piece and perform in the spring concert.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
I
it's
know when Kathy was telling me that you were doing that, I was like, that's so crazy. That's so, because I have a lot of respect for people who jump. How do I say this? They take that risk. You know how you said you were
yeah.
scared to like.
I'm still scared.
You
It's a
did.
learning process because you want to legitimize your
Mm-hmm.
company. You need to um, file for if you're going to be a sole proprietor, and there's all these terms
Yeah,
and
yeah,
business terms, and I'm just like, ugh, like I know nothing about business.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
like I'm an artist. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be creative.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that has been a struggle a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but my sister, she's really into business, so she's been kind of giving me tips and tricks and stuff like that. But it's still, I'm still in the learning process when it comes to the
Yeah, yeah.
business
And
side.
you're always gonna be learning.
Yeah,
And
with
you know,
anything you do.
yeah, and you know the
Yeah.
best way I've realized the best way to learn is to mess up,
Mm,
because people, I can give you advice, you know, or anybody can give you advice,
yeah.
but at the end of the day, the only way you'll learn is from doing it yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I can tell you,
That's
for
true.
example, like, this is a bad example, but for example, if I were to tell, like, for example, one of my friends, if I were to tell him, hey, don't drink and drive. I know this
Yeah.
kind of went way off, right?
Yeah.
And I tell him, dude, don't drink and drive, blah 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 blah. But until he gets pulled over, until he gets into an accident, God forbid, right?
Yeah.
But until something happens,
He's not gonna.
you're not gonna listen to someone.
Yeah.
So, and you can kind of apply the same thing when with business or any kind of advice.
Mhm.
People can tell you, hey, do this, but until you kind of do it yourself,
Experience
yeah,
it
and
and
then
go through it.
yeah, and you mess up, then you'll be like, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Don't do this way
That's
or do
very
it this way.
true.
And you have a big following. Do you have
On
like a lot of people support you, don't you?
yeah, a good amount,
Mm-hmm.
enough for me to like
To be
keep
like,
going
yeah, 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 to
and
push it,
wanna
yeah.
prove
Mm-hmm.
make them proud. But
Yeah.
it's still hard. Like it's still hard to get dancers to commit,
Mm-hmm.
and because they're not getting paid.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
they're all grown. They have lives. They need to work. And I mean, we live in Santa Ana, so it's not like everybody doesn't have the best stories.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
They have their own struggles.
Yeah.
But I have like a core group of dancers that are very committed, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
very grateful for them, and they know it. And um, that's all I can ask for. Like, I don't care about having a big like number
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
dancers.
As
Like,
long as you have
as
a
long as I
nice.
have my core group,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like I'm satisfied. I'm
And
happy,
you're
and
motivated. They
yeah,
motivated to keep
yeah,
going.
yeah.
Yeah, and eventually it'll catch on. I know, like.
Yeah, people are starting to see, I
Mm-hmm.
think, that I'm really serious about this, and they're
Mm-hmm.
starting to like get on board,
Mm-hmm.
because when you first start something, people are like, "Oh, how long is this gonna last?"
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they
yeah.
kind of like doubt you.
Mm-hmm.
But like me, like I'm in this for the long run. I want to really take this somewhere, even if it's like a company that's just project based
Yeah,
and
yeah,
not
yeah,
like
yeah.
anything that's like
Mm-hmm.
year round. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm completely okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I just really wanted something where I could really be creative in my own way and not have any limitations,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, I've choreographed for like Santa Ana College, the concerts and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, but it's different there because you're a little bit limited in what you can do, and
Mm-hmm.
then you get feedback, and depending on like what the theme is of the show, like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to go based on that. So um, with this, like I really feel like I can
You
be
can do whatever the
myself,
heck you want.
yeah,
Yeah.
and be weird or be like
Yeah, yeah.
blunt, like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I'm excited. We just finished this project, and I just already want to. I have a
Y-
million more ideas that I want to
Mm.
get done, but
Yeah, your mind's just racing, huh? And you just want to
it's
get to it.
always lately. It's been racing
Mm-hmm.
so much. Like I don't even know what day it is
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. But I like it better like that. It keeps me on my toes.
Yeah, yeah, and you don't get bored, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because speaking of, minds racing, when I was suffering from like severe anxiety and stuff like
Mhm.
that, I realized that a lot of it was because I had nothing to do.
Yeah, because you
So
have so much time to
yeah, yes.
think.
So you have so much. I had, like you said, exactly. You just put it perfectly. I was at home, and I had so
Yeah.
much time to just think about stupid things that I wasn't trying to think about,
Yeah.
and then I'd get into my little phase, you know.
Yeah.
But when you get like busy, you don't
Mhm.
even have time to think about that, you know.
No, you don't.
I don't have time to worry about whatever stupid thing I was worrying about, you know.
Mhm.
And I was worrying about some stupid things, you know. I was worrying about like dying,
I
and
think
then,
everybody worries
you know,
about that sometimes.
and I was like, what the heck? I'm like, well, when
Yeah.
it hit me, I was like 19. I was like, I'm 19. What the hell am I worried about? You know?
Dying, yeah.
Yeah,
You're young.
or like any little thing,
Yeah.
I'll be like, damn, I'm gonna die. You know, I have a cough. You know, freaking the head's gonna fall off or whatever.
Honestly, I felt that way sometimes too.
Or do you
Like,
ever like look up on
you're just paranoid, like looking up the symptoms.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
is
you're
this?
like, damn, I
Okay,
have
maybe
a-
I should go to the ER,
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
go, and it's nothing. You know.
I know. It's funny because when I was going through my phase, I went in 1 month. I went to the ER 6 times.
Wow.
Yeah, and luckily I have insurance, so I didn't get billed for it.
Luckily,
Yeah,
yeah.
but every single time I went, um,
Mm.
they checked me obviously if I was having like a heart attack or whatever. 'Cause my symptoms were like hard of breathing,
Yeah.
chest pain and stuff like that.
That can be anxiety though, too,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what, yeah.
That's the symptoms. But I would go because I was thinking, I'm dying. I'm gonna have a
Yeah.
freaking heart attack, and but no, they'd always tell me just go home, you're fine. Go home. They'd keep me there for like 3-4 hours,
Yeah.
just to tell me, no, you're fine. I'll just take
You're
these
like,
pills.
you didn't really check.
Yeah, take Advil.
That's what I think sometimes.
I know, me too.
Did you really?
I went through a phase where I hated doctors
Mhm.
because I felt like they wouldn't. I mean, everything's a business,
Yeah.
The medical field's a business.
Mhm.
So the more people they get in, the more money they get paid.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming. I don't know.
You know, yeah.
But
how it works.
I felt like they would just, like you said, like they would just kind of like see you. If you look fine, like if the normal tests came out fine,
Mhm.
you're fine. Go home. I need to go look. I need to go look at someone else.
Yeah.
And so actually, one doctor around here, like just around the corner, I went to urgent care,
Mhm.
and I remember this doctor a lot. It just goes to show how little acts can like change people's lives.
Mhm.
This one doctor, this lady, I told her about what was going on. This how I feel, and she checked me out. I looked fine, but instead of just kicking me out, like all right, bye,
Mhm.
she sat down and she's like, here, let me talk to you real quick. And she sat down with me and she talked to me.
Mhm.
She's like, I'm not supposed to talk to you because I have other people waiting, but I think you just have anxiety. She's like, and I have a son. And you remind me a lot about my son. And she
Mhm.
talked to me about how you're fine. You're just going through something. So then she talked to me for like a good 10 minutes,
Mhm.
and that little thing, like I'm never gonna forget that ever.
Yeah.
She changed my perspective on doctors. I was like, I used to think you guys were just a bunch of assholes, just like
Yeah,
just telling me, oh, you're fine and go home. But she actually sat down
Yeah.
and talked to me, and just a little thing like that kind of just made a big difference in
Yeah.
my life.
She reassured you
Yeah, yeah.
that you were safe. Yeah.
But yeah, no, like back to the whole dancing thing. Enough of me almost dying.
No.
You what I was saying was that I have so much respect for you taking that leap
Mhm.
because you're making something out of nothing,
Yeah, I literally have no money on it.
Yeah, you have no
But
money.
I'm figuring things
Yeah,
out.
you're figuring things out, and you have no one to push you, which is like the main. Like what I mean by that is like where you're at when you're at a normal job, right?
Mhm.
You have a manager to tell you, hey, get on it. Like, why aren't you doing this?
Oh yeah.
Hey, do this. Hey, do that. Whereas right now, you have no one to tell you, hey, Lizeli, you need to have choreo done by
This and this day.
yeah, by this day. Hey, you have a show next month, so this better be ready. Hey, this I don't like the way this step looks. Blah 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 blah. Blah.
I push myself.
Yeah,
I'm,
you have
I'm
to
my
be
pusher,
your own.
which is kind of hard in a sense
Mhm.
because when someone's pushing you, like you get your shit together.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
But then when it's yourself, you're like, damn, like I need to have my shit together.
Mhm.
Like I need to do this. So
It's easy to slack off too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want this.
it
today,
is. It is much easier to slack off, but
So it takes a lot of motivation, but
Heck
I'm
yeah.
glad you're doing that. And I know I lagged on you for the bachata thing,
Oh
because
yeah.
because I really want to do it. I really do, and
Honestly,
I'm being sincere. I really do.
you probably think you don't have time for it, but like once you like step into
Mm,
it and start learning, you're gonna like fall in love, and that so like time is not gonna even be an issue. You're gonna
mm.
make time for it because
Yeah.
you're gonna like enjoy it. It's just something also to do like for you working like as
Mm,
much as you do, like
mm.
something to have for yourself on the
Yeah.
side to like
Something fun.
enjoy, something for fun.
It's good exercise
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah,
You
that
know,
too. Oh
even
yeah.
me just teaching.
They definitely get us in the
Um.
exercising.
Yeah. No, but I really want to do it because I think it's the only thing I'm not a big fan of as a guy is probably the outfits you guys use, or the guys use, anyways.
Yeah.
Or
The leads.
oh, there you go.
The
Oh,
leads.
there you
Yeah.
go. I'm sorry about that. I mean, it's just me being
No, yeah.
sexist.
That's
Sexist.
yeah.
Um, yeah, the leads. There you go. Which
Mhm.
you are, right?
Yeah, I'm
And
the
like I
lead.
said, when I watch your videos, I enjoy watching videos. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie. There's a lot of times on my feed where everybody does this. You see a bunch of people post a bunch of crap, and you're like, whack, whack.
Mhm.
But yours, I honestly stop every time I see your videos or Kathy's
Oh.
when you guys are dancing because it's crazy. Like I
Yeah.
love it. I seriously like I'll be on my phone like I'm like yeah,
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 get
yeah.
it,
Get
get it,
it.
get it, get it, get it.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. Like I
Yeah.
see you, and you guys really have that like that head movement when you guys kind of just like like
Yeah.
every time
The
you guys do a
focus
turn.
changes and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and what made you want to be a lead? What or did you
Honest.
choose?
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
chose. So I mean, obviously, I went in, and usually the women are the follows.
Mhm.
Um, but I was like, I don't really want to do that because me, knowing myself,
Mhm.
I'm very on top of my
Yeah,
choreo
yeah.
and I know my counts right away.
Mm.
Um, and if someone's like leading me and they're not on the same page, like for me, I do get frustrated, which
Yeah.
is really bad.
Yeah.
I've controlled it lately,
Uh,
but I just want to be on top of everything.
mhm.
I want to know my stuff. I want to get through it. And as a follow, like it's hard because you depend on your lead to lead you on the right count. Because
Mm.
if you back lead, the movement's just not gonna look good.
Yeah, yeah.
So um, I decided to be a lead because that's just my personality. Like
Mhm.
I'm not masculine in any way,
Yeah, yeah.
honestly. Like look at me. I'm just kidding now. But
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
but I relate more to the
Yeah, yeah,
leads
yeah.
part
Uh-huh.
as in a sense of I like to be in control.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I get
that's
that.
why I
I
decided.
get that 100%. I
Yeah.
understand. And I think that's crazy. Are you the only women lead?
In this company, yes, but there's definitely leads in the whole scene, definitely women leads.
Mm.
So I've been inspired by them.
Yeah.
I didn't like just decide because I didn't even know if you could until like I saw these other
Uh-huh.
women leading.
Yeah, yeah.
So and I just was like, let me just do this. Like it's different.
Mhm.
Not a lot of women do it because they always want to follow. Because
Yeah.
the follow part is really fun. Like you get to do all the cool tricks and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I would love to do that too.
Mhm.
But I just relate more to a lead's part
Yeah, yeah.
position.
Mhm.
I'm more of a stronger dancer,
Mhm.
and follows are more. They have to be a little more fluid and they're more sensual.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a
yeah.
way,
I
you
hear what you're
know.
saying. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Which I can be too, but I just relate
Prefer
more
not to.
to perform strong.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, I think that's cool. I think that's badass. And obviously, it pulls up, it how do I say this? It brings up, it pulls a lot of attention. Like if someone
For
sees
sure.
you and they'll be like, "Oh, look, she's the lead." Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And then they'll focus on you, and it's crazy. And it's different, which is, well, not that well, it's just not the ordinary thing you see.
Yeah, it's not.
Like you say,
Yeah.
there's obviously less women leads
Oh
than
yeah.
there is men's.
Mhm.
So when you see a woman lead, like you really stand out,
Yeah.
and it's cool. I think it's really cool.
Mhm.
And it does match perfectly with your personality. Just like you
Yeah.
say,
I mean.
you're even starting a company and all that kind of stuff, so it just
Yeah.
fits perfectly.
Yeah. I would like to eventually follow
Mhm.
performing, but I wanted to start off with a lead because they kind of have the most work in a sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wanted to learn all the things about leading and then get into following.
You think that starting off as a lead will make it easier to
I mean,
be a fault. You get what I'm saying?
maybe, yeah, because you know more what your lead needs.
So you understand,
You've been on
yeah.
that side.
So
yeah.
you understand what he needs, so you kind of, yeah.
But there's plenty of follows out there that are like amazing, and you know they've only been a follow, so it goes both ways.
You know, the way my brain works, like a typical guy brain, I'm comparing it now to like a car. Because I started comparing it to, you know how driving stick or automatic?
Yeah.
So I started picturing a lead as like a stick shift car, and then a follow like an automatic, where if you learn to drive a stick first, you obviously know how to drive an automatic.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That's a given,
It makes it easier. Whereas if you learn how to drive automatic first, doesn't technically mean you know how to drive stick.
Yeah.
So that's how I was comparing it. I know
That's a good comparison, actually.
I was gonna say I know it's kind of stupid, but
no,
it's just the way my brain works. Did I ever tell you this? When I was in high school, I took a dance workshop in UCI. Do you remember Miss Siegel?
Yeah.
So she's like, obviously she was like very into like me dancing and stuff like that. You know?
The art teacher.
Yeah, and she told me, she's like, Kenny, I've heard about this dance workshop. You should really go to it. Blah 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 blah. Right. So I went to it. I'm like, yeah, I'll go to it. It seems like fun. And I didn't do my research, so I went to it, and then I showed up, and at first I was kind of like tripping out because I only saw women, like little girls, actually girls. I only saw girls.
Yeah.
I told you this?
No. I'm just.
I saw a bunch of girls come in, and they ranged from the age of like 10 to like my age at the time, which was like somewhere around 18, right? And they were in
leotards.
Leotards?
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell's going on, you know?
You're like, what did I walk into?
Yeah, and then I saw a guy come in. I was like, oh, thank God. But he was also dressed like in something I wouldn't wear.
Yeah.
Like a very, I think it's called leotard, I'm not sure. It's a very tight muscle shirt. And he was wearing, I don't remember, their sweats or just some sort of leggings. And then I was like, okay, at first I was like, oh, cool, another dude.
Yeah.
And then I started talking to him, and then I was stretching, right? And I was doing normal stretches, you know, like this. And then he like busted up in a split.
Oh my!
And I was like, jeez, like what the hell?
You're like, what am I?
Yeah,
doing
he started
here?
doing like a split this way, and then he opened his legs sideways, and I was like, damn, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I saw some Asian girls come in, who were wearing like, they were more street. They were wearing like baggy sweatpants.
Yeah.
And like a baggy shirt, and I was like, okay, makes me feel a little more comfortable too. What it was a workshop for like different dances, but we started with ballet. And I'm gonna tell you, I've never felt so out of place in my life. I was so embarrassed because the parents were watching too, and they put the pole next to us.
Yeah,
you know,
the bar.
Yeah, and then the guy was talking what to me sounded like French, because all the dancing terms.
The terms, yeah.
And he expected everyone to know them already.
Yeah.
And I was such an idiot. I was just watching all the little girls like.
You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, and then I had to like do the little dip. You know when you do the dip? And
the plie. Yeah.
And then like, you're holding the ball with one hand, and then the other hand you're kind of like.
Yes.
Going like that, and I was like, whoa. Like I'm so embarrassed right now, you know, but I'm not just gonna walk away, you know.
Yeah, you just kept going.
Yeah, I toughened it out, and then we got more mild as the workshop went on, because from that again, that was like the worst 30 minutes to an hour of my life. Because moms were watching and stuff, and then we did like jazz, which is not jazz what I thought what jazz was.
Like contemporary.
Yeah. They like we started off doing drills like across the dance floor.
Yeah.
Like doing like, you know what karaoke's are?
Jazz walks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, I picture jazz. Obviously, when I picture jazz, I think of like the saxophone and stuff, right? So I started thinking more like, I don't know, like that style, like I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's way different than what I thought. And then we ended with like, I think it's contemporary. I could be wrong, but it's more like stuff like this.
Flowy.
Yeah. Is that contemporary or modern?
Maybe modern or contemporary, one of those.
And then we ended with like improv,
okay,
which was like perfect for me because I could just do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
And she was like giving us tips to like just like draw your name with your hands.
Draw your name. Okay.
Yeah, but like do it in a creative way. Like if you're doing it in cursive, like
Yeah.
Do stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
which was perfect for me. But if I'm being honest, it feels weird for me when there's no choreo. and she just tells you, everyone, you do your own improv, and we're all doing it at the same time. I kind of feel weird. Like, I kind of feel like I feel weird. Like, I don't know. Do I look dumb?
That's the best part about improv. Like, nothing's wrong. Like, there's no wrong answer to it.
Yeah.
Nothing's dumb. Like, anything goes.
I know. I keep saying things are dumb. Oh my bad.
Yeah, anything goes with improv.
But I that was like a story I'm never gonna forget. And I remember I showed up to class the next day, and I told Miss Eagle, like, Miss Eagle, you don't even know what you got me into. But it was a great experience. It's a funny story, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Look at me dancing ballet. I wish I had a video of that.
That would be cool.
Oh my god, that would be so hilarious. All right, guys. Well, it was fun talking to Lizeli. I'm gonna have you on the show later on, maybe the beginning of next year, because I want to be by your side and learn where you, like, how you've progressed, in your company.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask, and be like, I'm gonna see where you're at. Okay. Hopefully you haven't given up.
Oh no. Oh, you're trying to doubt me too now? Just kidding.
No. So yeah, I definitely want to keep up with you. And I had a good time talking to you, because a lot of guests that I have on here so far. I realized that I'm gonna have a lot of guests who I haven't talked to in a while. It's a good kind of
catch up.
Yeah, you
refresher,
catch up a little bit.
yeah.
But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna have Lizeli's page on you'll see it wherever I have it on the bottom, so you guys can go watch her videos. She's an amazing dancer, and
thank you.
Like I said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.